We are going to be reviving all soil for happy plants and a happy wallet. If you got a pile of used potting soil hanging around from last year's petunias or whatever you grew, are you going to just chuck it? Hold on a second. That old soil might look tired, but it has potential. Throwing it away is like tossing perfectly good food. It is wasteful. With a little effort and one or two cat supervisors, we can revive that soil and put it back to work, saving some money and help your plants. Think of it this way: soil isn't just dirt, it is a living ecosystem teeming with good stuff. Used soil has likely been depleted of nutrients through the months and might be a bit compacted, and maybe has some nuts and walnuts and whatever else that the squirrels might help you to try to plant. But it is still good for mixing and help a thriving garden. Here is how to give it a second life. Assess the situation. Before you dive in, take a good look at your old soil. If it is full of roots and debris, definitely needs cleaning up. If it has rocks, hard rocks, and it is compacted, it needs loosening. If it is potentially harboring diseases or pests, requires a little extra care, check my video on sanitizing soil in the information box below. I can even link it at the end of this video. Squirrel! We're going to be cleaning up the mess. Big roots, dead leaves, and any other chunks of organic matter should be pulled out. Squirrel! You could use a garden fork or even just your hands to loosen the soil and pick out the debris. This is a good time to break up any large clumps. I thought I could get away using this plastic strainer, and it could be okay if you only have one little pot. But if you have many, forget it. Check the link in the description box for this awesome screen for larger amounts. I seriously love it. You can make one yourself if you want to. I thought about that, but I decided to save some time and I ordered this. We need to get to loosening and aerating the soil. Compact soil is like a cramped apartment for plant roots. They need space to breathe and grow. Here are a few ways to loosen things up. You can fluff it up, use a garden fork or a trowel to turn the soil and break any clumps. Imagine you're giving it a good stir. Later on, I'm going to be adding perlite or vermiculite. These are lightweight materials to improve drainage and aeration. If you find this video helpful, if you want to help my channel, leave a comment and also hit the thumbs up. It really makes a difference. If you had some bugs or diseases, it is better not to use that soil with the rest of your other containers. You can take some precautions like solarize your soil. You can put it in a plastic bag, seal it tightly, or do like I said, I already made it by heating it a lot. That's because at some point I had fungus gnats. That was disgusting. The point is, the heat will kill off many pathogens and pests. If you decide to do the sterilizing with heat, you have to be careful because it also can kill beneficial microbes. Therefore, mixing the other good stuff, it will improve your soil. But if it was something like a little too much, pests and whatever other diseases, I personally would get rid of that one because the other solution is a lot of extra steps and not always guarantees that your soil will be to their best. If you just discovered this channel, I hope you subscribe. I only make videos of plants and gardening, and more plants and more gardening. You can use some bag of soil that already has the vitamins and stuff and mix it in the rest of the things. You can balance some fertilizer depending on how your soil was to begin with. Follow the instructions on the label carefully and consider a soil test if you're going to plant something particularly needed to know what it is, if your soil is missing a lot of things, or if you're going to plant some fruit trees, you may as well check it more seriously. A soil test can tell you exactly what nutrients your soil is lacking. I'm not going to do it right now, but it is a good idea to try it. Plants need aeration as much as they need nutrients and water. You also need to consider what plants you're going to be planting in those pots or with that soil because different plants have different soil requirements, so adjust your amendments accordingly. Reviving and refreshing old soil is a great way to save money, reduce waste, and give your plants a healthy start. Squirrel! It will take a little effort, or a lot, but it is well worth it. So, next time that you empty those old pots, don't toss the dirt. Revive it, refresh it, mix it with the good stuff. Your plants and your wallets will thank you for it. Mix in a liberal amount of perlite to 3 parts of soil. Incorporate compost or H manure. Add organic matter, improves the soil, helps retain moisture. A good ratio is about 1 part compost or manure to 3 parts of soil. I am eyeballing the things, and I also added a little bit of worm castings. Used soil has likely been depleted of nutrients. You need to give it a boost, and amend it with compost or worm castings is amazing. It's like a natural fertilizer packed with beneficial microbes. Mix up the soil, the recycling soil, the vitamins, the rich worm castings, but very well mixed. You cannot give too much of the good stuff for a plant because it's not going to be productive. So mix the old with the new, with the vitamins, and you will have a larger, bigger mix of soil for your new pots. One of the things that I consider very important and to ensure good drainage is to use the vermiculite. It is something that will help you have your plants breathe and get rid of the extra water and not be all flooded. If you want to see what I'm going to be planting using this soil, watch the next video in the screen and come back soon.